Finally, we have a bit of good news. Hearts are showing a little bit of movement in the transfer window. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland TV. And for a while, honestly, Hearts were a bit like a dead corpse in this transfer market. Nothing was happening. But we finally have some good news that we are interested in some players, and we have put in a bid for Sammy Silvera. But the bad news is that bid has already been rejected, according to numerous sites, including the Daily Mail and the Edinburgh Evening News. Now, it's been a while since I uploaded a video. I'm still coming off the massive high of beating Georgia. 6 points out of 6 for Scotland. Wins against Norway, wins against Georgia. And I'm thinking, come on, get Stephen Clark in. Get Sir Stevie Clark to be the manager of Hearts. Stephen Naismith can be his number 2. It works for Scotland. We're going to the Euros. We'll win the Euros. We're going to the World Cup. It could work for Hearts. I truly believe, I'm not even taking the piss, I actually believe that Steve Clark could be the man to finally dethrone the old firm. So get him in. Clark and Naismith. Reunite them. Come on. Do it. For the love of God, fucking do it. But anyway, let's have a quick look at this Sammy Silvera, guys. So I was looking at his stats. I actually looked at some highlights. I looked at a video clip of him. And don't get me wrong, he did look good, but at the same time, anybody could look good. You could make, well, apart from Chris Iluemu probably, but you could make any player look decent, in my opinion, with highlights. So I can't look at highlights and go, he looks a fantastic player. If you're taking a player's best moments, then holy shit, they have to look good, especially if it's only like 20, 30 seconds. Fuck, I would look good if you gave me a 20-second highlight reel. So highlights don't do that much for me. Now, I was looking at stats, and last season, he scored 8 goals in 29 appearances for Central Coast Mariners. Now, considering he's an attacking midfielder / winger, that is actually pretty good. That is not bad at all. But if we look at his career, he hasn't really performed, other than last season where he did find, some decent form. I was looking at his previous seasons and he didn't do good. He had like a year or 2 years even at Pacos de Ferreira in Portugal, and he didn't even play a single game. I think he was loaned out on both occasions. He went back to the Australian A-League, he went to the Portuguese League 2, and he just played a handful of games in each of them. And over the past, not including last season, the 2 previous seasons, he scored 2 goals in 36 games. That ain't good stats, guys. That's not good stats. 8 and 29 is a hell of a lot better than 2 and 36. So I am excited. I mean, I'll be excited to sign anybody. We have been linked as well with a couple of Japanese players, but at the moment, there's nothing really concrete, so I don't really see the point of making a video on that. But I do think we need attacking options, and I think this is the Josh Ginnelly replacement. I really do believe that Josh Ginnelly will leave the club. It's unfortunate. I do not want him to leave the club. Not only do I like the guy, not only do I think he's a good player, I think he's a very important player. And if you look at last season, he was our second highest goal contribution other than Shanklin. So for me, I'll be gutted if we lose Ginnelly, but I'm going to assume that this could be the replacement. I hope it's not. I hope we're just bringing him in as an extra body, as reinforcements. I hope it's not a replacement, but I've got to assume the fact that Josh Ginnelly still hasn't signed a contract, that it's not looking good in terms of us wanting to keep him at the club for next season. So I am looking forward, guys, to the transfer window. It will officially open next week. Hopefully we get some signings in early. I would like to get some signings in early. I don't see the point of waiting until the end. Let's get it done nice and early. We made a lot of money last season, and I know we're not guaranteed the European football this season, but we've got to be positive. Look, we can't just accept failure. We have to hope that we can at least qualify for the Europa Conference League group stage. It's going to be difficult, I know it is, but let's pretend that we've actually got a chance and we can actually do it, and let's spend some of that money. The last thing we want to do is not spend the money and allow Aberdeen to get third place again. That would be a disaster, so we can't be doing that. In my opinion, with this guaranteed group stage football, third place has never been this important. Never in my lifetime watching football has third place in Scotland been this important, because you're literally guaranteed, probably overall, I'd say you're guaranteed about 5 million probably, you're getting £5 million extra than the other teams around you, and that is massive. If you can get third place for like 2 or 3 seasons in a row, the financial gulf that the likes of Hearts could put between themselves and Hibs and Aberdeen is absolutely massive. So yeah, last season, look, no point crying about it. We can't change it. We're done. We didn't finish third, but we need to try our best this season to get into Europe and make sure that we reclaim that third spot again and get that third spot, get that money, and try and get ourselves not only further away from the chasing pack behind us, but also closer to the Old Firm. That has to be the goal. Anyway, guys, Sammy Silvera, like I said, we have put a bid in for him, apparently. Now, he's just valued at around 340k. Now, it's not been disclosed what the Hearts bid was, however, it has been rejected. That doesn't necessarily mean that Marinas Kos want 340. They might be wanting more for him. He's just valued at 340 grand, so they could be looking for more. I think he's got like 2 years left on his contract, maybe 2 or 3, so yeah, they probably will want a bit more than that, and we might need to offer more, so it'll be interesting to see. If there's any news, I will keep you updated on it, but if we're interested and if he is a good player, then I would expect us to go back in with another bid. Now, there also is interest from English Championship clubs, apparently, which is not what you want to hear, because when there's English Championship clubs interested, then our chances of getting him slightly go down. But the only thing I would say is I think the Scottish League has proven in the last, 5, 6 years, 7 years, that you can come to Scotland and you can turn it into something good, and it can be like a stepping stone. It can be a ladder that progresses you to the next stage of your career. So while initially going to Scotland might not seem a good of an option as maybe going to England, especially with the transfer money, I do think going to Scotland gives you an opportunity to perform, gives you an opportunity to be seen, and it gives you an opportunity, if you're good enough, to earn a future big move to a bigger league and maybe a bigger team. So anyway, guys, that is it. I'll keep you updated if there's any more news. Scotland are going to the Euros. Fucking love it. Hopefully Hearts can win. Imagine that. Scotland win the Euros, Hearts win the league. I'd fucking die a happy man. I'd kill myself at the age of 33. I'd die. I'd be loving life. I wouldn't want to live anymore. That life would be complete. So yeah, hopefully that happens. I know it probably won't, but yeah, we can all dream. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.